Hi, this is Professor William Wagner, and I'm coming to you with a faith and freedom alert. We got a couple of major things happening that will impact the freedom of religious people to exercise their faith. At the state legislature in Michigan today, the Senate is considering Senate Bill 4, and the proposal is to amend the civil rights law in Michigan to add a number of specially preferred classifications like sexual orientation, gender identity, gender expression, some things that are so ambiguously defined that they will probably violate constitutional vagueness provisions and other protections like the First Amendment, freedom of religion, the fundamental right of parents to control the upbringing of their children. That hearing is today at noon at the United States Senate. So anybody that has the time to show up and voice your concerns peacefully and respectfully in a well thought out way, to the committee. Because what this law really needs is to, protect everyone, and it could have provisions, for example, added that would protect the free exercise of religious conscience. And so that is my hope, is that the legislature today will protect religious conscience. At the United States Congress, the U.S. Senate is considering a couple of nominees to the federal bench that pose a huge threat to the free exercise of religious conscience and freedoms of religion and expression generally. There is concern with regard to a judicial nomination when the person nominated has a lifetime of or a career rather of showing bias and an inability to be fair, which is one of the necessary foundations for a federal judge. There's not Nancy Abdu has been nominated to serve on the U.S. Circuit for the 11th Circuit Court of Appeals. That's a very powerful court in the United States courts. To be sure, this person has tremendous amount of legal and litigation experience. The context of that experience, however, should preclude her confirmation. When we meticulously reviewed her record, it showed that she lacked the requisite impartiality necessary to serve in the federal judiciary. Beyond merely representing a client, her legal experience and associations chronically reveal the use of the courts as a vehicle to advance activist political agendas. That is something that should exclude somebody from the court when you're misusing the court to advance political agendas, and it shows at the very least a lack of impartiality required to serve in the position. More importantly, the Southern Poverty Law Center activist political agenda includes falsely designating political opponents as hate groups and putting citizens like Dr. Ben Carson on their extremist watch list. That's where she's serving. So this record shows that she fails to understand the proper role of the judiciary in our constitutional republic. It also reflects that she fails to understand the proper jurisprudential, that is, legal philosophical approach to interpreting the Constitution. In other words, that the Constitution is not this living document that a judge can just change to conform to their personal political views. And that is our concern here, is that they will use their new position on the court to advance political views instead of properly under the Constitution just deciding cases and controversies impartiality. The other person that's been appointed to the court and is seeking Senate confirmation is a person named Julie Rickman, who's been appointed to serve as the U.S. Circuit Judge for the First Circuit U.S. Court of Appeals. Similarly to the previous case, chronic examples of impartiality lacking in the kind of cases and the use of the courts to advance political agendas, showing a complete lack of impartiality. And so we would hope that faith and freedom would be advanced and protected, and hoping that there are members of the United States Senate and members of the Michigan Senate that will stand for all citizens, and not just those that have the ear of a senator advancing their political agenda. And so it's our hope that we can all peacefully coexist in this great republic, and it's our belief that we can do so. Requiring it, making that happen, though, requires us to be engaged in a peaceful, productive way. And so I challenge you to do that today. Until next time, this is Professor William Wagner for Faith and for Freedom.